Written in sand, carved in stone. Far from busy American cities, a huge desert stretched across the southwestern United States. Golden sand dunes, hot winds, and endless silence filled the land, making the journey dangerous and difficult for travelers. Two best friends, Jake and Ryan, decided to cross the desert together. They had been close since childhood and were known for their strong friendship, funny adventures, and silly arguments. Jake was calm, careful, and patient, while Ryan was funny, energetic, and loved taking risks. Even though they were very different, their friendship was strong. The two friends were traveling to a small American town to deliver goods for a businessman. He promised them a big reward if they completed the journey safely, and both friends hoped the money would improve their lives. Early one morning, they packed their supplies and started the journey. Ryan joked, "If we get lost, I'm blaming Google Maps." Jake laughed and replied, "We don't even have cell service out here." As they entered the desert, cool morning wind moved across the dunes. Ryan shouted, "Welcome to America's giant sandbox." Jake rolled his eyes and told him to save his energy for the long journey ahead. For the first few hours, the journey was fun. The friends shared childhood memories and funny school stories. Ryan laughed while reminding Jake about the time he fell into a swimming pool trying to impress a girl. As the sun rose higher, the desert became extremely hot. Sweat covered their faces, the sand burned beneath their feet, and the heat slowly drained their energy. By afternoon, both friends were exhausted. They rested under a rocky shade and drank water carefully. After resting, they continued walking. The desert seemed endless. Every sand dune looked exactly the same, and sometimes they felt as if they were walking in circles. To make the trip more fun, Ryan sang loudly in a fake country accent, but he sounded terrible. As evening came, strong winds blew sand into their eyes, making it hard to walk. They covered their faces with cloth and carefully moved forward. Suddenly, Ryan spotted something shiny in the distance. "Free snacks," he shouted excitedly. He ran toward it, but when he arrived, he discovered it was only an old broken cooking pot buried in the sand. That night, they camped beside some rocks under a sky full of shining stars. Ryan quietly said, "Sometimes the world feels bigger than our worries." Jake nodded and replied, "That's why journeys teach us so much about life." The next morning, they ate dry sandwiches and continued through the desert. After a few hours, Jake realized they were moving slowly because Ryan kept stopping to joke, dance, and complain. Jake finally became frustrated. "If you waste more time pretending to be a desert king, we will never reach the town before sunset." Ryan frowned and replied, "You worry too much. Life is not a race." Their conversation slowly turned into an argument. Jake accused Ryan of being careless, while Ryan accused Jake of behaving like an angry old teacher. The argument became louder and louder. Both friends were tired, thirsty, and irritated from the heat. Finally, in a moment of anger, Ryan slapped Jake across the face. Everything became silent. Even the wind seemed to pause. Jake looked shocked and hurt. Ryan immediately realized what he had done, but his pride stopped him from apologizing. Jake slowly bent down and wrote in the sand with his finger, "Today my best friend smacked me in the face." Ryan watched quietly. He expected Jake to yell or fight back, but instead, Jake simply stood up and continued walking. For the next few hours, neither friend spoke. The silence between them felt heavier than the desert heat. Ryan kept thinking about the slap. Deep inside, he felt guilty. He remembered all the times Jake had helped him during difficult moments. Years earlier, when Ryan broke his leg falling from a tree, Jake carried him home on his back. Jake had also protected him many times from bullies at school. Now Ryan wondered why he had allowed anger to control him. But instead of apologizing immediately, he stayed silent because his ego was too strong. As the day continued, the weather became even hotter. The friends searched desperately for water. Finally, after climbing a large dune, they saw palm trees in the distance. "Water! And hopefully!" Ryan shouted happily. Both friends rushed toward the oasis. Cool water sparkled in the sunlight, green trees surrounded the area, and the peaceful sound of water refreshed them instantly. Ryan jumped into the water immediately and splashed around like a little kid at a summer pool party. Jake sat near the edge washing sand from his shoes. After drinking water and resting, Ryan convinced Jake to swim with him. "Come on," he said. "Maybe the fish can finally teach you how to relax." Jake laughed despite himself and stepped into the water. For a moment, it felt like their argument had disappeared. But suddenly, Jake stepped into deep mud hidden beneath the water. His foot became trapped. At first, he tried pulling himself free calmly.